Hello everyone, the 316 here with another Mcfarlane Toys DC Multiverse figure review. This time I have the Lex Luthor Power Suit, which is based on the DC New 52 according to the box and art card. Usually retails for like 19.99. This figure came out a few years ago. You can get it pretty cheaply though on Amazon, eBay for like 14, 15 bucks. I actually won this via the uh, McFarlane Toys subreddit, so check them out. They're pretty cool. A lot of neat customs I've seen on there, like someone made Spider-Man out of the John Kent body mold. Anyway, let's take a look at Lex Luthor. He actually does come with an extra pair of hands. These are two holding hands. They seem very small for this figure, but I think McFarlane, at least back then, and still does to some extent, have issues with scaling proper. Uh, anyway, here is our art card description. Alexander Lex Luthor. If you want to read that, go ahead. I'll be adding this to the binder, but there you go. Get you an idea. I do like when they use these renders or pictures of the actual figure. This one is definitely a render, though, given the head sculpt on this one. Before we look at the figure, let's take a look at the box. It says a Lex Luthor Power Suit on this side, as well as that. Nothing on the top. On the bottom, if you're looking for that figure, that's the Amazon sticker. And on the back, I wish they'd bring this back where you have the, the main card here, but then all of these figures down here. It's kind of weird knowing I actually have 3 of these. Anyway, get the box out of the way. He also comes with a stand like almost every McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figure. Mine has issues standing, but let's go ahead and take a look at the detail of the figure. So I really like the shade of green and purple they used. On camera, it looks... Actually, on camera, it looks a little darker than it does in person. I'm comparing it to the blue on my table. It's a bit more like of a dull metallic purple. A bit darker than it shows up on camera. They did paint the logo here. Mine is missing a little paint towards the top left, although it's hard enough to tell. It's not really something that bothers me. Also, I can't seem to get his torso to stay, like, perfectly aligned. This is as good as I can get it. If I, like, twist him even a little bit, you can see that it doesn't line up properly. Weirdly, this figure, the reason he can't lean forward is because they actually have the center point pushed towards the front of the actual upper torso. I thought that was very strange. I don't know why they made that decision. This and the torso part are all made of rubber. They feel good though, nice and sturdy. As far as I know, no other rubber on this figure besides the diaper, which actually they did a pretty decent job with the color matching. On camera, it's almost exactly the same. In person, it's a little bit lighter, but again, not too bad. I think they did pretty good with that. My main issue with this figure is the head. Let me get him in a sitting position so you can see what I'm saying here. If you notice, he's looking off to the side. I mean, they're painted well. They're nice green eyes, but they're just looking off to the side, so I usually just have him with his head looking down a little bit, get some of the shading, the shadow in there to make it look more, kind of like menacing or like he's got something on his mind. But even with the shadow, you can still see he's looking that way, like, what's going on. Articulation, pretty good in this figure. I'll just briefly go over it. It's pretty much what you expect in a McFarlane Toys standard 7-inch figure. Actually, pretty good on the elbows there, both portions. Okay, upper torso gets a full 360, although because of the way they molded it, it does look pretty weird when you twist it. He does have a little, very minimal, if any, forward, and practically no back. A little bit more back than forward. And then this lower portion can spin as well. And then the legs, standard typical McFarlane stuff. I think the knees are pretty good on this figure, though, if a little stiff. But, like, you can get them pretty good. Pretty good. This figure, since it was released about 2 years ago, give or take, it does use the old ball joints, but because this is more of a like a mechanized suit, it's not something that bothers me all that much. But pretty good. I am tempted to give this figure a wash when I eventually, get some paint to wash it with, but I'm not sure what color I'd use. Maybe like blue, maybe like a dark green. I'm not sure, but something to just really make this guy pop. Anyway, let's adjust his head all the way up, and we'll go ahead and do some size comparisons. Standing on his tippy toes, basically, he's about 7¼ inches tall, just under. All right, let's see how he looks next to my only Superman proper figure. We got Superman #1. I think these two look good together, but you see Superman's shorter, Lex Luthor's taller. I could, you can make some headcanon, like, because Lex has this superiority complex. He wants to be bigger than Superman. I don't know, but they don't look that bad together. I just think one's comic book, one's more like modern comic book, right? Speaking of comic book, here he is next to Batman. These two are very similar in height. I think that these two look good though. Like this fits here. All right, and then let's go ahead and look at Lex next to another villain. We got Atrocitus in the back. Yeah, Atrocitus is a big boy. Let's move these two out of the way and let's see how Lex looks next to some other lines. We got WWE Mattel Elite 100 John Cena. Hasbro Lightning Collection, Dino Thunder Black, J. Joe Classified, Outback Tiger Force variant, Marvel Legends, Extremis Iron Man, and finally the Jazzwares Spartan Yoroi from the Halo Spartan Collection. I think Lex looks good, though, with your villains. I do hope that they make a new Lex with a new body. Not sure if they're going to do that. But, he's still pretty cheap, so if you like this Lex figure, I would highly recommend it, actually. The only thing I would change is the eyes looking to the left. That, and he is a bit tall. I'm not sure how I would shrink him. His proportions are a little whack, especially his hands. They just... they don't work. I wish he came with a piece of kryptonite. I think that would have, made the price point a little better when it was originally released. But, I can't complain with alternate hands. And overall, good figure. So be sure to leave a like on this video, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. It all helps out. Check out my merch in the description, as well as my eBay store. I got some stuff on there. Hope you guys are interested, but I'll leave that in the description. And as always, peace.